get my drink. Hey everybody, hey Shannon. It's Friday. How you guys doing? How you guys feeling? Yes, this is gonna be a good one today. Hey Manny, thank you for joining. Let me turn this down and bring my girl Alexis Rose in. This is gonna be a good one today, you guys. This is gonna be amazing. Down, bring her in. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Yes, Diva, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yay, I hear you so good. Can you hear me?
You look beautiful. Look at that
Oh.
skin. Look at that skin. I can't even. What is happening? Come on, Alexis Rose. Look, let me just give you a I know, I'm getting emotional already. I can't even.
I sent you like a quick little text right before we came on.
Oh,
And I
you
was like, I was like, she's probably not going to see it because I wanted you to stream when you saw it. And I was like, okay, you know what? I was like, she'll probably just see it afterwards.
Yeah, I tried to put myself on airplane mode and everything else. So I'm
Yeah.
like totally
Yeah.
focused.
Totally
But
fine.
all that aside, hey, beautiful. It's been so forever since I've
Hi.
seen your
I
face.
know we have tried to really like get together a few times, but
Yes.
you know, this is better than nothing. I'll take
Yes,
this.
absolutely. So you look
Yeah.
beautiful. And
Thank
just
you.
to
You do
welcome
too.
everyone into the room, this is dannIGeeLive on Fridays. We're back. We were off last week. We're back this week with my good girlfriend, Alexis Rose. I consider to be like a baby sister, niecey, all of the above, and met you a few years ago through the dance scene and the choreography scene with Calvin Wiley and everyone
Yes.
else, the fitness world. And we got to spend a little time together then. But I've just always been following what you've been up to, trying to keep track of all that you're doing, and just so proud of you. And I know
Oh,
you've
thank
branched out onto
you.
your own thing, and I want to get to all of that because I need people to know everything about you and how we can support you during this time. I mean, I just
Whew.
think there's a lot going on, I know, but
Yes.
we will get to it. So welcome everyone into the room. If you're just joining us, we are with the amazing Alexis Rose. Someone put a comment on my earlier photo calling, they were like, Alexis is the GOAT. I was like, yes,
No.
yes,
I mean, I'll
absolutely.
take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, that's
I'll take all the
awesome.
good things.
So before we jump in, I wanna read a quote by you that I found on
Oh,
your
really?
website. By the
Okay.
way, her website is pinned to the bottom, guys. So please go there, check her out, support, support, support. The quote says, when you love yourself enough to stand in your truth, no matter what, everybody wins.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank
And it's
you.
so true.
It is very true, but it's very hard. It's a very hard practice.
No, I
Yeah.
believe in that. I believe that. And I'm sure because not everybody wants to hear your truth. Not everyone is ready to hear your truth. Even sometimes we aren't ready to hear our truths, right? But before we get down that road, because I do want to get to those truths. So born and raised in New York, right?
Born and raised in Long Island,
In
in
Long Island.
Amityville. Yeah. Yeah.
Amityville?
Amityville.
Like like the horror
Like
movie.
the horror. Yes,
I probably gi-
absolutely. Yes.
I probably giggled when you told me the first time. So remembering that. I was like, wait a
Yes.
minute, like the spooky house?
That's like the spooky house. Super, like, it's true. All the stories are true. But that is where I'm born and raised. That's where my family is from. And yeah, I'm super proud. Yeah, I'm super proud of
Absolutely.
where I'm from. Yeah.
So with all this, I mean, you're so tenacious. Tell us about your childhood. Tell us what was that like growing up in Amityville?
You know, I was super happy. I was a super happy kid growing up. I think like, you know, for the most part, like, you know, I never knew that my mom, like, I never felt like my mom was single, like a single mom of three kids. I never felt that. I never felt that because she really was that super mom that was like, like you're not even gonna know that we are struggling right now because everything I think I needed, I had, and definitely a lot of the things that I wanted, I had. You know, I was in a lot of sports. I was like definitely like I was a super athlete. I was in everything that you can think of, every club that I can be a part of, I was in, and obviously, definitely, I think that was promoted through my mom, because it's the best way to keep your kids out of like doing stupid things, right? But I was always like that. Like I wanted to be where everybody was, and
Mhm.
I wanted to be around people, and I wanted to be the star of the play and be the cheerleading captain, and even
Yeah.
try to play basketball even though I can't, right? I want to do all these things. I want my hands in everything. And I've
Yeah.
always been like that. Always
Yeah.
been like that. So
So,
I had a great life.
so do you have, tell me about your siblings. Is it boys, girls?
I have two older sisters. I am the
Okay.
youngest. Yeah, I'm the youngest of my
Okay.
sisters. I have no brothers. I've always wanted a brother, but I
Okay.
have none. So yeah, I was pretty much, raised by my older sister along with my mom, because she worked a lot, and so
Mhm.
my older sister was the one that pretty much like watched us and made sure we stayed in line. Um, and I participated in dance performances and shows probably since the age of 9.
Oh wow. See, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
you about that, but before I get to that, because I was just on a call yesterday, a Zoom conversation, and childhood development, all that came up. And similarly, single mom, raising two girls, my older
Oh
sister and
wow.
myself, always wanted a brother. However, I do feel like as I've gotten older, like I've adopted brothers. I have brothers in my life, which I love the men in my life
Yeah.
that are like my brothers.
Yeah.
And so, but the same thing, my mother worked really hard, long hours, post office, raising my sister and I, giving we had what we needed. There were definitely
Yeah.
moments where, once I started going to performing arts and we were on scholarship, but some of those kids, because it was, those kids had
You got to
money,
pay for it. Yep. You got to pay
you
for it.
know,
Yep.
and
Yep.
sometimes, there were things that I could see that they had that all of a sudden, oh, I don't have pink ballet slippers. How come? And my mother was like, you want to wear these black ballet slippers
Black.
because
I can
listen,
afford these ones. These are what I can afford.
I can afford them, and if
Yep.
they get dirty, no one will know. And
Oh my God. That
it
is
was like,
so funny you brought that up. That is such a memory for me, because it was the same thing. I never went to dance school because it's just, I don't know if my mom could afford it, or it just wasn't something that we can do. I never went to dance school, even though I danced and performed like my entire life. And the first time I went to dance school was getting into performing arts school
which one in the city?
in Syosset in Long Island.
In Syosset. Now, was it a
Yeah.
diverse school?
No.
No.
Syosset is a very like, well-off to do community.
Yeah.
So, I got into it through my high school, so it was free, obviously. So that was like the blessing and the amazing part. And I think even because I went to a high school that, I mean, it was diverse, but I really didn't notice and or care that it was like me and one other black girl in my performing arts school, and a dance major for sure. Like
Yeah.
these girls were dancing since they were 5, right? And they were in schools and everything. They were 5, and I just came in and was like, I know not one term. I know
Right.
music. I have beat. I have rhythm, and I just move naturally,
Yeah.
um, really well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That literally is the same for me. Like growing up in Southwest Philly, very active, very, I mean, I was a tomboy, always out in the streets, riding my bike. I had a skateboard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, all the above. And I started looking at dance on TV because my mother loved the old films. And she also, my mother back in the day wanted to be a dancer herself, but there was never enough money. So she was trying to
Oh.
expose us to the arts how she could, and even took us to New York twice, once to see The Wiz on Broadway with a church trip, and then the second time was to see Timbuktu. But it wasn't until I started dancing at performing arts at the age of 11, 12, that I was like, oh, yes, dance. But now, I don't know if this was your experience, because yes, my school was also predominantly white, and there were only like 100 of us. It was a small private school, but it was the first time I ever became aware of body image stuff, right? And so I'm in classes now with these baby ballerinas, and no tea, no shade, but yes, they have probably been training at the Pennsylvania Ballet Rock School from the age of like 5, 6, 7, 8. And here I am coming in, because black girls'
Since
bodies.
they could walk. Since they could walk.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
basically have had this same body since the age of 11. So I'm coming into these ballet classes with natural talent and ability and flexibility. So they put me
Yeah.
in level 2 almost immediately. But I'm in there with these skinny, bun-head little white girls with no butts, beautiful feet, skinny legs. I'm coming in there with a pot belly. Listen,
Cornbread
boobs.
fed.
Now all of a sudden, I'm super self-conscious about my body.
Yeah,
And I had
absolutely.
never. So did you have that same
Absolutely. And
experience?
absolutely. I never cared about my body because where I was from and people I was around, my body was everything,
Okay,
right?
I'm
Like
cute.
I was cute. I was, stacked. I was cute. So, of course I was focused like at that time, definitely I think like when you go to performing arts high school, you're gonna do everything, right? They're
Yeah.
not gonna be like, you're not gonna do this. But I was definitely always told that I'm modern. Like you're
Right.
modern based, like your
Right.
body type, everything. You're gonna definitely focus on modern.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. You're
Yeah.
definitely not a ballerina. You're not a bunhead. That's not happening.
Mm.
I didn't care anyway. I was just like, I'm so happy to be here. And plus, I didn't know any better.
Right.
I didn't know any better. I thought that was like part of the process. I'm here. Like, I never took a dance class, and I was 15.
Ooh, right. Right.
I got
Yeah.
in when I was in 10th grade,
Mm.
so I was already old enough. Like,
Right.
you know.
But you would never know. I mean, you're such a talented dancer, and obviously with the career you've had, didn't matter, right? Like whatever
I didn't
teachers.
care. I really
But
didn't care.
I
Yeah.
actually did love ballet, and there was a
Yeah.
part of me that wanted to mimic what I was seeing because that's all of a sudden that became the thing, and I wanted to be super skinny and all this stuff. And actually, it was like stop eating for a year. It was dumb, you
Oh,
know.
wow. Wow.
Interestingly, like my ballet teachers were like, "Oh, no, you are a ballet dancer. You look." Da, 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 da. Meanwhile, I'm looking like bobblehead Sally, awful. And then my modern dance teachers, however, they saw something going on, and they were like, "Are you eating? What's going on?" You know. And I'm like, I'm ninth grade, you know, so blew through that. Stop that madness. Focus on modern dance. By that point, started taking class also at Philadelphia in
Oh,
Philly, which is
wow. Yeah.
predominantly Black, and so now I'm seeing, you know, my people, all the bodies,
Yes.
everything else, and I'm like,
Yes.
okay. I mean, of course, still you want to be a certain physique to be a professional dancer, to be
And I'm
lifted.
sure, I think I was just telling somebody this because I just had another interview with this magazine, and I was like, how it is now and body consciousness, body
Mm-hmm.
awareness, body acceptance is not how it was 10 years ago,
No,
even just 10 years ago. To
no,
be a
absolutely
dancer, you had to look like a dancer,
right. And it
period.
was damaging. I mean, psychologically, someone just actually sent me a picture of me my first year at Ailey. And when I tell you, I was so skinny, like my arm in that photo is probably the size of my two fingers together. But in
Oh
my
my God.
mind, I was like, I'm fat, I'm fat. So psychologically, the number that dance and sometimes dance teachers can do on their students
Oh yeah,
is really not healthy. Without even if okay, maybe if the dancer does need to lose weight for whatever reason, aesthetics, whatever, there needs to be someone that can nutritionally help them along or a healthy way to lose
absolutely.
weight. Because I just straight up
Absolutely.
stopped eating at one point, which is dumb. I mean, come on, this is dumb, right? But all that negativity
You like, I
aside,
have water, please.
right? I have some air with a little bit of air on the side. No, honey, we're not doing that anymore. But so tell me about because I'm looking at your bio, and so how you went from performing arts. When did you move into Manhattan? How did you start working with music artists and becoming a background dancer for who? Oh, wait, I have my notes right here. I'm sorry. Ciara, Trey Songz. Tell us about that.
So I definitely moved to New York City because Long Island, it was cute, but there was nothing there.
Right.
Like, there's nothing there for me and what I want to do, right? It was either going to be Hollywood or New York. Definitely wasn't going
Mm,
to Hollywood. So New York, I can get on the Long Island Railroad and hop into the city and hop out. I mean, even when I was in high school, I was like skipping school at the end, like towards the end of my 12th
mm,
grade year, just to go take classes and just be in that scene. I mean, like, probably what it's like being in Philly, but wanting so much to be submerged in what you love to do
mm,
and like
mm.
what is giving you life and
Yeah.
acceptance because um you know even though I went to performing arts high school, I still didn't feel accepted. Like, if that makes sense, right? Like, I wasn't the, you know, the one that was going to be the principal dancer, like in any of that. So I just didn't feel accepted, but I felt like I was special. I felt like I'm a
Okay.
star. And I did, like, I always felt that way. Like, I just had this thing, and I don't know, you know, now I know what it is. Now it's just this anointing on me. Like, it's this blessed place in life that I have on me, that no matter what happens, what, you know, what I think I can do or can't do, my life is already abundant,
Woo.
and what is for me will be for me.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's good and bad,
Yeah.
however you want to label it, right? Because I don't think anything's bad. I think they're experiences. And I had to learn that lesson also. Hard lesson to learn, but you got to learn it, because
Yeah.
all of that is what has, even now, I'm still receiving amazing blessings,
Yeah.
right? In the middle of this craziness of you know, what we're going through, especially in this industry. Like,
Yes.
we took a hard hit. A
Yes.
lot of industries did, for
Yes.
sure. But our industry is definitely personal. It is definitely face to face. It is
Mm-hmm.
one of them things that it is what it is.
Yeah.
So for me to still flourish, and you know, probably flourish more so now than I was before. Um, it's a I am so blessed and
It's a
favored.
crazy time. There definitely are some people that are saying that they're busier now than before COVID, and God bless, right? I mean, even with what I'm doing for Summer Stage and all the digital stuff, it is intense and it's crazy. And I'm thankful that I have my job, obviously, because
Yeah,
the arts industry has taken a super duper awful hit. But it's intense. It's
so
intense. But
hard.
but tell us about, like, so you're in New York, you're taking classes.
Yeah, I'm
Whose
taking
classes are you?
classes. I'm in New York. Honestly, at that time, I was taking Bev Brown.
Yes! Legend!
I was like,
Legend!
oh my God, oh my God. And again, back then, it felt like you was in a video in class.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, huh?
Packed. Packed studios. I used to live for those packed, stupid, stinky studios. I mean,
You
living.
can't see yourself in the mirror. Like, people, you know, I'm going to be so honest. Like, you know, when I started teaching my classes, like my dance classes out here, I used to be like, yo, these windows need to be fogged. Turn the AC
Yes.
off. Turn the fan off. You don't need to work out with any of this on.
That's
Like,
right.
shut it down. And
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so hot.
Get
And,
over it.
the, and,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah. So you're
and,
taking class in New York. You're killing it.
yeah.
How does the background dancing work start coming to you?
So, I got my first opportunity with Donnie McClurkin.
Right.
And Donnie McClurkin was actually a friend of a friend. So basically, somebody in the community, and she, I mean, God rest her soul, now she's passed away.
Mm.
But his sister, Ciara McClurkin, she took a super liking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was literally always the one that said, you never walk into a room feeling like you're ever less than. I don't care who's in there. She taught me that first lesson when I was 14. When I
Yes.
was 14. So I used to do parades and community days, and I used to choreograph. Like, I choreographed my first high school play at 14.
Nice. Come
So
on.
I was the whiz, actually. So yeah,
Come on
yeah,
now. He's on now.
yeah.
Get it.
You know, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but this, you know, like, but I did it, and it was amazing. It was awesome. Like, I still have the VHS type tapes to this day. So,
I need
you
to
know,
see that.
she told me, she's like, you know, you never walk into a room like you're ever less than. I don't care who's in there, you are equal to, and probably above it at a lot of times. And
Mm.
so I didn't get it then, obviously, but you know, right before she passed, and it was so like eerie, but right before she passed, 2 or 3 days before she passed, we had this really long conversation, and I was sitting at work, and I was like, I'm sitting at work, and this is not where I want to be. Like, I
Right.
don't want to be behind the desk. This is not my thing. And, you know, we had this very, very long talk. And it was about just conquering and going,
Mm.
and God has your back, like just keep pushing, keep going. But originally, when I was 16, she was the one that had me do dances for Donnie, and he was performing at like Nassau Coliseum, Madison Square
Mm.
Garden, and I had those opportunities to be actually
Wow.
to do that. So that was like my first experience and opportunity of like, what?
That's
Uh,
her.
like I didn't, I wasn't super heavy into church. I wasn't raised in the church like
Right.
that. So, I just was like, this is a gig. Like, and I'm super happy and excited to be here. Like, I'm here.
Right.
So
Did you
that's
have?
how it kind of like started.
I'm sorry. Did you have any guidance on the movement? Because Donnie's gospel. So was
Yeah.
it stepping? Was it like liturgical? Yeah.
I took modern and ballet dance and I put it together.
Yes.
And I went by what I felt. And I
Right.
went by what I felt. Right. And that's the first time that I even knew that that's what I was doing. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that this even had a name. I didn't know I could potentially be praise dancing. Like, I didn't know at the time. I was just like, oh, okay, the music says this. It feels like that. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
That's it.
And that's just what I started to
Right.
do.
Now, what
Yeah.
about Ciara? Because I love me some Ciara.
So Bobby is 18, 18.
Yes.
Um, I had my first opportunity, which flew into me doing Trey Songz,
Mm-hmm.
doing a couple of performances for them as well, and around Goodies era, it was just like,
Hi.
hey, we're looking for dancers, and back then also too, it was really easy to kind of book gigs because it was about who you knew.
Right.
It wasn't, I mean, sometimes it still is now today, but it is a little bit different. It's
Mm-hmm.
about who you knew. Could you dance? We need you right now. Like, can you get
Mm-hmm.
here? Can you come? Yes, I'm there.
Yes. And did you actually
Very
get to
simple.
meet Ciara?
Yeah. I
I mean,
mean, you
I'm just girl
technically
crushing.
should.
So I just love her. But
Super
she
cute.
nice. Please
I
tell me
mean,
she's nice.
did you see her newest video?
No.
Okay. When we're done, you got to hang up and watch it.
Okay.
She filmed it 9 months pregnant.
Oh, did she
Gorgeous.
really?
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
So
Amazing.
I don't know if you
Amazing.
saw one of my earlier stories, but I used her song "Level Up" for my like
Yeah.
free music. So I'm like, "Hey Ciara, go sue me." But this like that is the song.
That's the
Like
jam.
that's what
Yeah.
we've all had to do during this
Yeah.
time is level up. You can't. I mean, yes, this is a scary time. People have lost their jobs, everything, and it certainly is a moment where you might be okay, like understand if somebody just wants to shut down and go away for a while. That is absolutely right and okay. But what I'm
Yeah.
doing and trying to keep myself motivated while I do have a platform, while I do have a job still, is I feel like what's that saying? Too much that has been given, much is expected, or something like
Yes.
that.
What
I feel
much is
like
given, much is expected.
yes. So if I have the blessing to still have employment and a way to pay my bills right now and food on my table and a roof over my head and I'm healthy, it behooves me to level up so I can keep bringing others with me and the promotion of other people because there's so many people hurting right now. So that to me right now is my mission, my little mission, and I want it to continue. It always has been because I've been given so many opportunities, and I'm not going to just keep all that to myself. Like,
And
why
that's
would I?
why you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. I'm like, do you guys know who this woman is? Like, no,
Oh,
she's the
listen.
GOAT. Like, she is the GOAT. Definitely goals. Definitely the GOAT. And we definitely share, that same passion. And so I do believe and feeling like, I know for me in my career, it's always been a woman 9 times out of 10 that has pulled me up. Always.
Interesting. Okay, talk about that.
Yeah. For me, that's why I don't really have beef and issues with women.
Me
Like,
either.
I think a lot, like, you hear it a lot. And if they do have a beef, then they have one with me. I don't really have one with you. So it doesn't really bother me too much. But for me and my experience in my life, I've always had women that saw something in me. And I don't know if it was like, I see you in me because
Mm.
I, maybe had the same paths as you. I've had dreams like you, but maybe didn't get to pursue them. And so I want to see you pursue yours.
Yes.
And they always kind of push me to be like, don't give up. You got this. And one really particular person that kind of put me into a place in my older years, within my early 30s, was my boss at MTV. She was the one that was like, you got to quit. You got to quit.
Yeah.
You got to quit. You got to go. She
You're
was
in
like,
it.
I don't want you to go.
Yeah.
She was like, but you got to go.
That's
She's like,
real.
she's like, you don't belong here. You don't
Yeah.
belong here.
Yeah.
This is not your purpose.
My trajectory has been an amazing mix. And again, I was talking about this yesterday, that I always like to acknowledge my angels, because to me, that's what they are. Sometimes when you're afraid to make those steps, but that someone's looking over your shoulder or sees something in you that maybe you don't see yet or strongly enough, that is like, step out of it, get it going. You can do this.
Yeah.
And it's been a beautiful mix of men and women in my life. But certainly for my dance career, my women warrior angels, Joe Myers Brown, Carla Washington, my first dance teacher.
Wow.
Who took my little pot belly, flat-footed self and was like, listen, you got something, girl. Figure it out. Gave me my first little dance solo, and gave me the courage to say, okay, I can do this. Obviously Judith Jamison and all the other, and my sister women in my life,
Yeah.
It's so crucial to have those sister women in our lives, and that's important to acknowledge those people. Even thinking about it, because every so often I'll text a friend of mine and be like, I appreciate you. I do. It's important that we acknowledge those people in our lives while they're with us, as they move on, all of the above.
And it means so much. It means a lot.
It does.
It really does. It means so freaking much, especially when you feel like, I'm sorry, but I just want to say, like, especially when you, again, have that stigma that women can't get along and women can't do things for each other, especially Black women. Like, I haven't, now, yeah, I've seen it, but I've just never experienced it. And so, for me, again, likewise, my path is, how can I authentically help someone else?
Yeah.
And I've found that way, I found my way, and that's through dance, that's through fitness.
Yes.
And now I have an opportunity, because I just got some, 2 new offers, career-wise. One of them allows me to work with a non-for-profit company called Girls Inc.
Oh, I love Girls Inc. No way! I love Girls Inc.
Me too.
That's awesome. What are you going to be doing with them?
So I am going to be mentoring. I'm going to be a mentoring partner for Girls Inc. I am going to, talk to them about a lot of the things that I've been through, as far as a rape survivor, and looking for those signs, and going through career choices, and confidence boosting, dance and wellness, and health, and all those things. And I'm just so honored to be able to do that. I'm very honored, super excited about it.
And I know I wanted to get to the transition to Philadelphia, but is it in Philly?
Yes, my chapter division is in Philly. Yes.
Yeah, because I had reached out to Girls Inc. They actually sent a step team that performed for last summer stage's opening night last year. It was amazing. Yay! I love Girls Inc. So kudos to that, and you, and congratulations. So
I am very excited about that. I mean, I love the whole, the opportunity that everything happens with that, and that's like a portion of that opportunity. But to me, it's one of the things that was I'm ready to sign on board to this.
You're the perfect person.
It's so, cut it out.
so inspiring, because I also want to talk about, I'm sorry to hear that you're a rape survivor. I honestly did not know that until this moment. Yeah. So
3 times.
Oh. How do you, do you feel comfortable talking about that right now? How do you move past that?
I did my first article, actually, I shot a magazine cover for this amazing magazine, so I can't really say it yet. It's coming out next month. I'm super excited. I got the cover of the magazine.
Yes,
And
cover.
yeah, come on, cover.
Come on, cover.
Come on, cover.
Wow.
And so I talked about it, and I was going through really, really deep therapy for it. And I knew that definitely with this amazing role that I have for Girls Inc., it was one of those things that I can't have this opportunity and not use this as an opportunity, because I never know which one of these girls could be that girl.
Yes.
So it was like, yeah, I got to do this for me, but there's such a higher purpose of why I went through that. And it could be
Absolutely.
for this.
Oh.
So I had to like get my ish together, wrap things around my head, and take a big deep breath and go, I'm not ashamed.
That's right.
Um, Nothing I did is not my fault. But I
Yeah.
think, one of the things that you constantly ask is like, why?
Why?
And not only like the why, it's like, why does it keep coming back
Mm.
to me? Like
Yeah.
I can vividly see the situations. Like I can
Mm.
vividly see them.
It's
So,
so crazy.
those are some of the things. So I just did the article about it, and I talked bluntly and vividly about it.
Mm.
Um
Can you send me that so I
yeah,
can share it after this?
absolutely. Oh my God. I'm gonna be sharing it. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I gotta put it out there.
Yeah.
I've been
So
in
the
therapy, I've been on,
yeah.
antidepressant pills,
Mm.
everything.
So the person or persons, I mean, were they brought to justice? Were
So
they
the last person was,
okay?
um, but the other two, I was young, and I
Mm.
just never said anything until I
Oh,
got older.
baby, what?
Yeah,
Oh, Alexis
yeah.
Rose. I'm sending you the only hug right now. Like,
But look at me now.
but look at you now, bastards. I'm
I just
sorry.
definitely don't want anybody. I mean, sometimes you can't stop it, but I think again, sharing the story helps somebody else heal as well
Absolutely.
also.
And that's,
Yeah.
I definitely experienced, it wasn't penetration. We're getting real now, folks. But
Okay.
8 years old and was molested by a friend of my grandmother's, just touching, but still it was improper. It
It's
was,
still wrong. Yeah, oh yeah. It's still traumatic.
wrong. And the worst part of it was at that time, and it was happening to me and my sister. She didn't believe us, or she didn't want to believe us. Um, and then that shame that goes along with it is real. So I applaud you for being open, for taking the mantle of talking to these young ladies and hopefully saving them from that, or allowing them the space in the room to talk about it if it has already happened to them.
There you go. Because
Because there's
sometimes, unfortunately, it has already happened. And
yes.
you know what else the culture that I grew up in, because I was a thick girl growing up,
Mm,
developed, and the inappropriate comments that you deal with younger, because people think
yes.
that you may be older.
Right.
You can't handle that young.
No. I was telling someone about this the other day. Like, I've literally had this body, this 160 plus pound body, since I was 11.
Yeah,
Even when I
yeah,
went to my homeroom at 6th grade, my teacher was like, "Oh, you're looking for the senior class. That's down the hall." I'm like, "No, I'm in 6th grade." But you're right. Like, older men in my neighborhood catcalling me. I'm 10. What are you saying to me? Like, that shit
yeah.
has to stop. It's awful. It's really
It's horrible. It's
so
horrible.
the mental
You
the
know?
mental game of that and the trickery of that is it's that really needs to be talked about more. Men need to be held accountable for that crap and say, first of all, I know she's young. You know somewhere in your mind that you can see her
You
face.
could just
And
tell.
her body
Yeah.
might be saying 20, but her face is probably saying 14.
And her voice and how
And
she
her
talked and
voice,
everything. Yeah.
get it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look at you now. So we're
But,
back to positivity,
so
beautiful person that you are now, and
so
everything
I
come through.
yeah. I mean, it it definitely is at a place now where I love me. This is
Yes.
very simple. Like, I
Yeah.
love me. Even on my bad days, even on my sucky, my sucky days, the days that I'm like, my schedule is so packed and, I just want to sit down for 2 seconds, or I got to do a photo shoot and I feel bloated and like not the best. Oh my God, all those things. And it's like, I'm going to show up. And it's very
Yeah.
important that I show up,
Yes.
because the last two opportunities that I received that was super, super big for me
Mm-hmm.
was the first African American ambassador for Lululemon in King of Prussia.
Yes.
I was the very first one in that store. And that means a lot.
Yes.
Like, that means, and I'm not a size 2, and I'm not a size 0.
Come
You
on now.
know,
Talk about it.
like, that means a lot. And, sometimes like I go through, oh my God, my body's really amazing. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I gain weight and I feel fluffy and puffy. But at the end of the day, everybody's everybody has to be represented.
Yeah.
Representation matters.
That's right.
And, I used to always be like, well, I don't want to be the token Black
Mm.
girl or the token Black plus size girl. Really,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to be smaller and skinnier because I wanted to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is that, right? Like, I wanted to fit in. And it was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I'm supposed to stand out.
That's right. That's exactly
I'm supposed
right.
to stand out. And
That's right.
so I'm standing out, girl. I
So
am
tell us,
standing out.
yeah. So tell us, because I know you have two beautiful children, and but they're 10 years apart, right?
Yeah.
And the journey with the weight loss and what all that was about.
So, yes, I have two daughters and they are 10 years apart. First daughter was definitely snapback game, like, didn't even happen. Second baby was like, okay.
The body was like,
Cool.
pum, 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 pum. Okay.
It was like, girl, we chilling.
Yeah.
We chilling. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, I didn't even know. I didn't even know until
Wow.
after I had the baby.
Oh,
Until
wow.
after I had the baby, and I was like,
Okay. Yes.
whoa.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you got to bring it down about 4 notches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I just didn't feel good. Now, if I felt good at that point, cool. But I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like I was at my best. So there was definitely something that needed to be done, right,
Yeah.
about it. So here comes my boss at MTV.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, hey, I saw this casting. I think it would be great for you. And I was like, girl, like, I'm not casting anything, and definitely not with this body, and definitely
Okay.
with not with an 8-month-old baby at home either. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to go out for no auditions for anything. And she's like, no, like, I think this would be really great for you. Like, this is like right up your alley. And so I'm like, okay. Which is a common denominator, because every time somebody sends me something, like a really important person in my life would just recently this time, I can't even say it out loud. I have to call you on the sidebar
Yeah.
about this amazing opportunity that I just got.
I
But
can't
it
wait
was
to
from, girl, you are gonna shit your face. But it was like from an amazing woman in my life that I didn't have, like, I wasn't around that long and that often for. But in the time that we were around, she literally always felt like I had this thing. I
hear.
had this thing. And we haven't like connected or saw each other probably 3 or 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she was like, but when I heard about this, I automatically thought about you.
Mm.
And so I want to put you in the hands of these people and see where it goes. And I ended up like landing it. And
Awesome.
again, another story of another woman who picked me up,
Women, we gotta look out for each other, ladies. Stop all this competing and catty bullshit. We have to look out for each other. Now, I'm not saying look out for those that are like doing you dirty. All I'm saying is if you have positivity to spread and can lift another sister up,
Yeah.
lift the sister up. There's
Hmm.
room for all of us, and it will come back to you. Like, just Stop all the madness, you
Because
know?
what's for you is for you.
What's for you?
If
Yeah,
it wasn't for me, I wouldn't have gotten it, right? And I would have been okay with it because the process was just amazing enough to even be considered.
that's right.
I just have to be thankful for that part of it
Yes.
alone. And then everything else is like, that was in my line of work anyway that he already had planned for me.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
I'm totally fine with that. But so back to that, she says, "Hey, like you should just check this out really quickly." Come to find out that it's actually Shaun T who has size. It was a size program, and they were looking for, oh my God, my sister Atisha. Ah! First of all, Atisha is
Hey,
here. Oh my God, I
another
miss her so.
baby sister.
Definitely family.
Yes.
Um, so it ended up being Shaun T's size program,
Nice.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm surrounded around family. Like, like this is this is going to be a great process," and it was. It actually got me. I lost 60 pounds initially from that program.
Fantastic.
Then I started doing Weight Watchers to keep a balance and to keep something maintaining myself with. And I ended up losing a lot more from that
Mm-hmm.
process also. And from there on, I started doing some of the size DVDs with him. And from there, it was just like, I was in fitness.
Yes. Shout out to Shaun
Shout
T.
out. Definitely,
And living
definitely shout out.
living in all his glorious married twin baby truth.
I know. They're
Okay, him
so
and his
cute.
husband with
They
their
are
sexy
so cute.
videos. I can't even.
So freaking
So
cute.
amazing. So that's how you got into the fitness
Fitness.
trajectory and teaching. And then oh my God, time is flying. But I
I
definitely
know.
so if you're just joining us, hey Artisha, my sister. Um, we're talking with Alexis Rose, dancer, choreographer, mother, CEO, motivational speaker. Wait, on my notes, I have you have the
Come on with the
empowerment
notes.
queen.
Come on with the notes.
So tell us, oh, I gotta be prepared, girl. We got to be professional. Okay, this ain't no joke. Tell us about going from New York down to Philly and
Oh
what
my
that
God.
transition was and why.
So that was super scary.
Yeah.
Because I was working at MTV, which was a full-time job. I was there about 2 years at that point, and I was like, like this is where I'm at. Like this is good. I'm gonna do my dancing on the side, and I'm gonna be good. Um, and then I got recruited for SoulCycle.
Yes.
So that is how I pretty much ended up coming down to Pennsylvania. They were opening up 2 studios. I went through my whole like auditioning and training, which was super scary because I had to quit my job to
Mhm.
actually attend the training.
I remember you.
So,
I remember when you were going through this.
oh my God, you know what? I still have the picture of me and you and Calvin sitting in the restaurant, sitting down eating. And I'm gonna be so honest. At that point, I was so like fangirling you because I was
Oh,
like, I'm sitting at the table
yeah.
with Danny J.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That
Oh
was at
my God.
Earth up on Broadway 97. Shout out to Earth
And you were
Cafe.
so like amazing. You were
Aw,
just like, oh
dude.
my God, like she's a woman.
I
She's
was
just
just
a woman.
loving getting to sit with you outside of class, outside of dance
Yeah.
class, and just hear your story and what you were up to and how you were. I think we were both me and Calvin were like, "Girl, do it. You got this. Go for it.
And
This
I'm
is."
like, I don't know. I got 2 kids, girl. Like, I don't know. And it's true. I mean, you do have to be smart about like obviously decisions you make when it's other people at stake.
Right.
And I still am like that to this day. But I really do bet on me, probably more so than I probably should a lot of the
Yeah.
times. But I bet on me
Right.
100%.
Right.
And so I did. And I was
If
like, all
you
right,
don't, who
I'm gonna quit.
will? You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I quit. At the times, my boyfriend, now we're engaged, but at the time, my boyfriend was like, like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Like, let's just go. And so we came down here, and now it's been 5 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So
Yeah.
engaged. Is there a date?
Yeah.
Word, sis.
Actually, there is a date which we had September 19th,
Mm-hmm.
but the marriage license process right now, because of COVID, it's
Mm.
not traditionally like we gotta wait to get a email where they'll video conference us, and we gotta mail in these forms, they'll mail it back to us. It's like a process, and
Ah,
then you can go to, date to go and confirm your date of your marriage.
yes. Oh, I'm so happy for
Yeah.
you.
So I'm very, very excited.
Yes, girl. Come on, oh, let's Kish. Hey, Kishma. Bling, bling.
Is that Kishma?
It's the whole dance family up in here. That's
Oh my,
awesome.
oh, I
So,
miss my fam so,
I
like, you don't understand.
know.
I
Yes.
do. I miss my New York fam so much.
But tell us about now, since it's pinned at the bottom, tell us about starting your business and
Yeah,
what that's been
yeah.
like. So, do you still have the studio in Rittenhouse Square now? Oh, no.
Ain't no girl, don't be
Oh,
mad.
okay. Okay.
Don't listen, things happen for you, not to you.
That's right. Ooh.
Okay? So that situation, listen, I started ARX. I started in New York, but I picked it back up here 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And in 3 years, I created an amazing following,
Yes.
classes packed out to the brim, bunch of magazines, bunch of like articles
Mm-hmm.
and news, and like on the news, and did everything that I think you would want to achieve and do when you're creating your own business and your own name and trying to get yourself out there.
Mm.
And I was going through a process where I just wanted to be my own. Like I just wanted to be my own. I just wanted to be my own boss, and I kind of wanted to uplift other people and like,
Yes.
oh my God, you want a job? Come on. Like you want to do this? Come on. Like
Yes.
you want to come? Like come on. But I learned a lot. I was taking business courses. I was taking marketing
Mm-hmm.
courses. I was working so hard behind the scenes to make
Mm-hmm.
all of these things happen, giving my freaking youngest child if I had to. Like, you want her, take her. Like I was just giving everything I had to the process. And it was necessary, but also the lesson that God taught me was, okay, so now are you really ready for me to show you what I have in store for you?
Mm.
See, I let you do what you wanted to do, because essentially I've always wanted to do that.
Yes.
And no matter what I was hearing or feeling, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep pushing myself.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of bells and whistles and things were going off in my head that I was just ignoring, because I'm thinking it's everything but God talking to me, that's saying, just
Mm-hmm.
sit down, just
Yes.
slow down, just
Okay.
slow down.
Okay.
So think about it this way. I learned a very expensive lesson,
Mm.
but I learned it.
Okay.
Because right before COVID hit, we were supposed to open.
Mm.
I never really said this out loud, but we were supposed to open, and I basically kind of got scammed by the contractors,
Oh.
and I lost a shitload of money, thousands of dollars.
Oh.
Yeah, right at like completion of the studio.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was tough. And then once COVID happened, I was like, what am I gonna do now?
Mm.
What am I really gonna do now?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not about to go look for another space,
Yeah.
because it's not even going to be utilized. And
Yeah.
at the time, we didn't even know how long COVID was going to last for.
Right.
Right. So I
Right.
wasn't about to go bankrupt and
Right.
like jeopardize my family
Right.
for a space.
Right. Yeah.
No. Nope.
So are you teaching at all? Are you online at all? And you can tell me,
So,
you can tell
girl,
me privately who those contractors are, because I got people in Philly, and we're gonna,
please,
I'm just saying.
please.
You can tell me privately the name.
Yeah, it was
I'll make sure that name
yeah,
is found.
I was devastated. I was
Oh,
like in my
sure.
bed, wrapped up in my bed for like 2 weeks straight. I didn't go to SoulCycle. I didn't go to work. I didn't leave my bed. I didn't do anything. I just couldn't even move.
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't even move.
awful.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
But I look back like now, and so when COVID happened and I started like just teaching online and just was like jumping into it. And then one day I taught like a class. I taught like a 6:30 class, and I got off the Zoom and I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Really? No, so no more teaching?
I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I mean, I taught, you know what's so funny? And this is why you are everything. I taught my first class this morning.
No way.
Since March.
Really? How did it feel?
I love you, sister. Bye. Have a good day at work.
But did it feel good? Maybe
it felt
you just needed to be away
amazing.
from it. Uh-oh, you're freezing up on me.
It felt amazing.
Oh, good.
It felt amazing, amazing, amazing.
Oh,
I did.
good.
Like, really, Danny, like, I needed time for me.
It's okay.
I really did.
That's okay. That burnout happens. You gotta step away. That's real. I see my boy Kevin Powell on there too. The mental stuff is real, and the fact that you could recognize that, step away, hopefully get back to it because you're brilliant, at it, and you are. So I hope today was a reignition.
It was so good. So I'm the face of Free People. So I booked that gig, which is along with Girls Inc. And part of that is me kind of going up and down the East Coast and teaching classes, which I'm super excited about. And also, I don't have the headache of owning my own studio.
Right. At least not for now. So,
nah, I'm good, girl.
Hey, Angie Swan. How can we have like 7 minutes left? How can we support you in your endeavors? Does the website still hold?
My website is still up for sure. I'm actually going to revamp the website because now I'm getting more into wellness, lifestyle, fashion. I have a fashion channel right now that I'm I'm collaborating with a few different companies and just doing different hauls and fashion hauls and talking about like different, designers and clothing and things like that. So I'm super excited about that. Talking about skincare, okay? Get into that skin.
Because as far as I can see, you have on nooch makeup and the face is sitting. Love it. Yes.
Lip gloss.
Come through natural.
So I'm just really excited about what's to come. Okay, I'm gonna like drop a little seedling in this thing, but I was just kind of offered my official offer letter as Weight Watchers Super Virtual Coach.
What?
And it's an international national campaign.
God. Come on, Alexis Rose. You better do it.
Get your little shoulder, honey. You get your little shoulder.
You better shimmy, cocoa pop. Come on, Alexis.
Your little shoulder.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
congratulations.
I am
more
like,
to
thank
come.
you.
You are doing it. You are doing it.
36 now. And it's just starting. And it's just starting.
Mm-hmm. You do, girl. Come on now. You know you do.
Okay, you know what?
Come on now.
Stop. Cut it out. Right. 36 and life is just starting. It's never too late.
That's
never too late.
I mean, ever. I'm damn near. I just realized I'm damn near 20 years older than you. Ew.
And you don't look like it, okay? 25. Come on, 25.
I mean, but I even feel that way, like, since COVID shut down, working from home, again, blessed to be doing that.
Yeah.
But even starting this Instagram, IG Live platform thing to give hopefully some enjoyment to people at the end of their week, even for myself, it keeps me motivated to stay out there, stay connected to people, uplift let people know about my people who I love and my friends and my peoples. So, you know, I'm so inspired by this conversation right now. And right, Black Girl Magic. That's right, Kishma. So in the
You
last
can't
couple
just use this, honey. You got to pay for this. Like this, yes. Like, am I lying? Am I lying?
No. What else do you want us to know in these last, 3 minutes? You know, how we can, be a part of the world that is Alexis Rose.
Definitely follow me on IG for sure, which is where I have a lot of the content, and the links in my bio will help you to follow kind of like all my other outlets. If you're not interested in IG, which I know everybody's not, like my YouTube channel is definitely on the up and rise of it. And then kind of like all of the non-for-profit things that I'm doing just out of sheer love and
Yes.
joy and support. But just, I always say, like, just do good and be well to other people.
Yeah. Be kind.
And just share that. Just
We
share
need more
that, because it really
kindness
does
right
come
now.
back 360. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we need
comes
more
back.
right now. I feel like as a society, we're just lacking kindness, and that's a problem. That's
And empathy, right? Kindness, empathy,
empathy. Yes.
compassion, all
Yeah.
those things. All those things. I just want people to be happy. And I want people to know, like, nothing is unimaginable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Everything is possible.
Yes.
Especially in this time, and it's not over. If you woke up today and you have breath, you have purpose. Period.
Come on. Amen.
Period. Period. Yeah, I
Well,
really, believe that.
we will be keeping our eyes open, and when I can get down to Philly. So whereabouts near? Are you near Philly?
Girl, I'm in King of Prussia, okay? I am in Upper Marion, King of
Oh man.
Prussia, near the
Okay.
mall, literally 5 minutes from the mall. Living my good old suburban life
Yes. But it's
and
easy to
happy.
get around. I mean, so we'll have to plan it out. So the next time I can get
Well,
down to Philly
listen,
with my
I
family.
am moving more closer to New York because we're buying a house, so I'm moving more closer to
Okay.
New York.
Yeah.
So, and when you see the text after you get off here, call me.
I will. I absolutely will. Well, thank you for doing this, Alexis Rose. Please, guys, her website is pinned there. I'll also share it on my IG page. You know, support, support, support. Keep your eyes out for Miss Alexis
I
Rose.
have actually, oh my God, you know what? I have a Black is King dance class coming up on Beyonce's birthday, September 4th. I am pressing play from the beginning of the album and then just going all the
Oh,
way
fabulous.
down.
I'll make sure to share it. Make sure you let me know
Please.
about it. I don't
Yes.
want this to cut us off.
I know, I know, I know.
I'm going to call you right after. This has been amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I love you, girl.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming in
Thanks,
and
everybody.
listening
Have
to
a
us.
great weekend. I'm gonna call you.
Bye. I love you. Call me.
Love you too. Okay.